Carson Wentz, the Indianapolis Colts are a team that I look at as a legitimate threat to make a run in the playoffs. I'm Jeremy Greene, this is Brian Haynes, and this is the Indianapolis Colts 2021 win-loss projection from the Sportsocracy. I feel like this team is good enough, especially with the addition of Eric Fisher, which shores up the biggest need that I thought they had. I don't love Eric Fisher. I think he's more name than he is substance, but he is a legitimate top 15 starting left tackle in the NFL, which is something that, in addition to the other four starters who are pretty good, gives Carson Wentz the best line that he's ever had. I like the weapons. I'm famously high on Michael Pittman.
Yes, you are.
Brian, how do you feel about the Indianapolis Colts?
They're a team that is just shored up that, like you just said with Eric Fisher, shores up the offensive line, is now protecting Carson Wentz. I believe he's definitely got his best offensive line he's ever seen in front of him. I believe he's going to have the best weapons that he's had around him. I think Jonathan Taylor is going to be a huge, big breakout year this year. Even if it wasn't from last year, I think he's going to see upwards of, I'm looking at him at about 12 or 1,300 yards, maybe even more because of the extra game this season, all depending on how healthy he stays. The wide receivers position is something that, I'm really high on Michael Pittman. After that, what do they have left?
T.Y. Hilton, Paris Campbell.
Yeah.
And Zach Pascal. That's better than a lot of teams in this league. I know they like Kylan Granson, the tight end that they drafted out of SMU.
Yeah.
They still have Jack Doyle, who is just Mr. Reliable.
Yep.
And then there's this. I look at this schedule, and there are more wins here than I really know what to do with.
Yeah.
They start off with the Seahawks, which to me is a win.
Yeah.
Play the Rams, the Titans, the Dolphins, the Ravens. That's ugly.
That's an ugly stretch.
But then you go a lot of Texans at the 49ers who, is it Trey Lance? Is it Jimmy Garoppolo? Can Garoppolo stay healthy? Then you play the Titans again. The Titans are out of the way by the midway point.
Yeah.
Then you go Jets, Jaguars, Bills, Bucks, Texans, Patriots, at the Cardinals, Raiders, Jaguars. That's a shitload of winnable games at the end of the season.
Oh, yeah. That stretch from week 13 to week 17 when you're basically only playing one team that you should have a problem with, and that's going to be Arizona. When you have a bye as well there, I think you're going to hit, you hit Tampa Bay there, which is going to be a tough game. It is at home, though, which I believe they could win that game.
I do, too.
And then you go into Houston, which is an automatic win. You get a bye, you get to heal up. And then you get these last four games where New England should be an easy win. Arizona is going to be tough, but again, and then that's on the road. But then again, you get the Raiders, which I don't believe too highly in this year, and the Jaguars, which is another win going into the playoffs. And I could just see them kind of coasting in with a possible, if they can make it through that first stretch of those games, they could have a very big win total this year and fight for a higher seed in the playoffs.
Here's the thing. I think they're 8-5 going, or let's see, that'd be 8-5. The 17-game schedule things drive me nuts.
Yeah,
the numbers just don't add up in my head.
Yeah,
I have them 8-5 going into that last stretch after the bye. I think after that late bye, they're rested up. I think they win all four of those games and they go into the playoffs at 12-5.
Yeah. I think I had them 11-6, so that's a pretty right in that range.
My usual partner, Tank Spencer, also has them at 12-5. Brian, this is how you see the season unfolding. You have the Colts making it to the divisional round of the playoffs and losing to your eventual Super Bowl champion, the Buffalo Bills.
Yes, I do have them beating Baltimore in the first round. I think that they can definitely do some damage. Listen, I believe in Carson Wentz. I believe that he might have, I don't care what way you want to look at it, how he got out of Philadelphia, he got out of there, and this is a whole new start. I think it's going to rejuvenate him. He's back with Frank Reich, which he had his absolute best season, no doubt, under him. He was an MVP candidate before he got hurt. This team is set up defensively and offensively to make a run in the playoffs. I think there's not as much talk about the Indianapolis Colts defense as there should be. Darius Leonard is an absolute stud defensively, and I think they're making pieces that fit together well where this team is built for that Super Bowl run. I think they were look at this. They were a couple plays away from beating the Buffalo Bills last year with Phillip Rivers at quarterback, and I believe that Carson Wentz is an immediate upgrade from what they had with Phillip Rivers.
I agree with you. I have them getting in as a wild card. They're right behind the Titans. They finish a game outside of the division. I've bounced back and forth on how I see this going. When I went through the schedule, they just so happen to finish a game out, and then they run into the buzzsaw, the Bills in the wild card round.
Yeah.
I don't think they can beat the Bills. I also have the Bills as the ultimate champion.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that could break just slightly different for the Colts that would lead to them making a run in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The last full season Carson Wentz played with a legitimate cast around him, he was an MVP candidate. I think this is the best cast of characters he's ever had around him. I look at this Colts team as vastly improved. I love the defense. I love reuniting Carson Wentz with Frank Reich. And I think this is going to be a good season for the Indianapolis Colts. This has been the Indianapolis Colts 2021 win projection from the Sportsocracy. I'm Jeremy Greene of ESPN Radio. This is Brian Haynes. As always, we are live from the Wicked Weed studio every weekday morning, 9 a.m. in the Sportsocracy. Be sure to click that like and subscribe button and visit our friends at Wicked Weed Brewing, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different.